The Witcher Blood Origin comes to an end with civil war, friends are lost, sacrifices made, and the worlds are merged. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. And today, I am recapping and reviewing Episode 4, the finale of The Witcher Blood Origin. As always, spoilers are involved, so just be aware. Now, this is the finale, and I am doing it with video footage, so I hope you enjoy. Of course, I'm testing this out, and hopefully it's how we're going to do most of the rest of our videos from now on, but I hope you enjoy. And just to let you know, when I am doing the audio over for the clips, I am going to be talking about the show in general. I'll try to stay with something about each clip, but sometimes the video just moves a little faster than I want to talk about things. But in the end, it will get caught up. Then in the end, when I do sort of a quick recap or a reaction, at that point, I'm just going to put some picture up, something in the background while I review everything. Just wanting to let you know how it's going to go. So let's go watch The Witcher Blood Origin. Okay, so here we go with the final episode, and Merwin is getting ready to send an army to another world with the help of Baelor. Of course, they had to get him back to open the portal from the monolith because the other mage was not powerful enough. Turns out, though, he's going to betray everybody, Baelor is, because he kills his assistant Fenwick, and he's going to go to this world where he's going to basically leave her army led by Eridan. Here we get to see he's talking to the Power, and she's telling him basically he can have what he wants. Moving back into the city, Sion has arrived, and she, of course, has Fial for the queen, for the empress, and so she knocks on the door. I love this scene, her knocking on the door. You would have thought people would have been ready for her. Of course, then we have the other mage who is telling the Empress Merwin that the monoliths could be used for time travel. Finally, we do get Sion bringing Fial in to the Empress, and the Empress is going to betray Sion because Sion betrayed her comrades and brought Fial to her, and so she's actually going to order her to be executed with her family's own sword. Of course, at this point in time, too, we also see the citizens start to rise up, led by the group that came back with Sion and the Lark. Basically, you have a situation there. The Lark is trying to get everybody together. Everyone's starving. And so she breaks in with the help of our other mages, Sindril and Zakari, and they break into the grain bin and find out there's no grain. So everyone's going to starve. But a little surprise as the crowd starts to sing one of the Lark's songs, and she's going to get them all riled up and send them off to defeat the evil army that's in the city. Of course, we come back to the Empress, and Merwin is talking to Fial, and she's wanting him to be with her, and he is going to sort of laugh at that. He thinks it's a joke, really, that he would do that after what she did to his family. Just the idea of being with her sort of pisses him off. And he's actually going to make a change into the monster, the being, whatever he is. And as Merwin is taken away, her monster that helped her conquer Zentrea is going to come out. We do get to see Sion beat up a bunch of soldiers, and then she comes to open the door for our heroes so they can come in and get the job done. As they search around the castle, they're actually going to come into conflict with a bunch of Centraean soldiers. And of course, Sion, I love Michelle Yeoh so much, is going to kick some butt. We do get to see Meldoff in action. I love her. I didn't think she was used quite as well in this episode, and so that was something just to think about. She was injured there, but she continued fighting. You're also going to get to a situation here where Fial is going to be fighting the monster. Merwin has retreated to her chambers to get the book, and she's going to be tracked down there by Ailey. And with that, she's in a situation here where this might not turn out the best for her. And they're talking about everything that's going on. Eventually, Merwin does attack Ailey, and that's going to lead to Merwin being stabbed in the stomach. With that, Ailey leaves Merwin to decide her fate. She can pull the knife out and die. And, you know, it's one of those things. She gets to decide what's going to happen to her. We do get to see Baylor come back. He has chaos magic, and that basically means he can shoot fire out of his hands. So he should be the ultimate power. Back to the monster and Fial fighting and putting up a pretty good fight. The monster, of course, is shooting the blue rays out of its tentacles, but he is they're going to put up a pretty good fight. We, of course, get to see Merwin in the throne room, and some of the people start coming in, and she takes the knife out and tells them, I hope you remember me. So she's dying. The monster is going to be about to take out Fial, it looks like, and he's going to be saved by his friends. He makes an even bigger transformation. And as he does, he actually pulls this sword out of a statue's hand. The statue had been knocked over. He's going to take the sword and throw it at the monster while the monster was flying towards him. And of course, we're going to kill the monster. Moving back to the monolith, and Baylor is going to face off against Syndrel and Zakari. And they're going to try to figure out what's going on. Now, once Fial has beaten the monster, now he turns on his friends. He is going to injure Callan, and then Ayla is going to calm him down with her singing. And, you know, you knew right here he was going to have to die. And, of course, she does stab him once she kisses him. And that's going to end his life. You know, this is supposed to be really sad, and I never really thought it was all that emotional. I had a hard time getting into their relationship in this show. So I liked both actors, but I just didn't really get into it. So Syndrel is absorbing the energy. He's redirecting it into the monolith with, of course, Zakari's help, and he's going to end up blowing up the monolith himself and apparently Baylor. And as it blows up, we're going to get some voiceover that the world has changed. The dominions the worlds have merged. We also see humans have made their way to Centrea. Whatever happened with these boats of people coming here. we are going to skip around. We get to see Fial's body being burned. We're going to end up seeing a little bit of our boy Eridan pick up the mask. Of course, he's going to be the Ghost Rider. Back to the original village, and this is where Ayla has come, and she is singing, and it's going to be revealed that she is pregnant, and that's going to be very important because, well, she's in a situation where she is going to have a baby that is going to be very important. And it makes it sound like this baby is going to lead to the end of everything, okay? And then we get back to our boy, and he's writing it, and basically it's all going to end right there. And so with that, this episode of The Witcher comes to an end. All right, everybody. Of course, I just forgot Jasker's name there when I called him our boy. So he actually got everything written down and was transported back to present-day Witcher world. So with that, I do want to today just throw out a few thoughts and reactions to not just the episode today, but the entire 4-episode, I'm going to call it a mini-series. So basically, the big battle here was just sort of okay. I didn't think it was really that interesting. There really wasn't that much in the way of battle scenes. Witcher overall, I would have expected some more blood, some more damage, just a lot more things going on. And I really thought the battle was not that great. I thought Skion bringing in the allies, the rebels, way too easy. I thought the whole thing was just written way too easy. And I really blame the writers here. Everything in this series was just a little dull. Even the relationship between Ayla and Fial, it just wasn't anything that I emotionally got attached to. So when she actually had to kill him after he had become the monster, I had no emotions on that, and it was okay. I'm glad she ended up pregnant at the end. I guess that's where our first Witcher comes from. I really haven't understood that whole concept in this story as well. Maybe some other people can point it out in the comments a little better, but I thought this was basically the origin story of the Witchers, but I'm assuming that's what Ayla is pregnant with. I thought the whole showdown at the end with Balor was a joke. I mean, you just give him this power, he comes in, he has it for literally less than 2 minutes of screen time, and then suddenly you have Sindral, which could have been one of my favorite characters if they would have developed him even more. He's able to hold him off and redirect his power, and then they blow each other up along with the monolith. I just thought that was not great writing. And the whole idea of Balor having to sacrifice Fenric and get the chaos power. It's a fine idea. They showed the sacrifice of the two children early on, but it was never really set up why Fenric was important to him. Why would it have taken her sacrifice for him to get chaos magic? I don't remember that ever being set up in any of the previous 3 episodes. And so while you could see that's probably where it was going, there's no payoff there, or at least there wasn't a payoff for me. The other thing in this episode, I really did not think they used Meldoff very well. I really liked Meldoff and thought she was sort of a breath of fresh air, but they didn't use her that much in the last episode. Of course, Merwin, again, I don't really know where they were going with her. She was going to make the realm stronger, and then she dies at the end, pulling out her dagger, telling the people to remember her. What is that all about? That's one of the worst deaths I've ever seen in a fantasy show. I thought she had a very good potential storyline, and I just felt like they destroyed that. Okay, so with that, what do I think about grade wise for this episode? I'll give it a C-, and I'll be honest, I'm going to give the entire series a C-. It has been very close to a D+ or a D range, but I sat down, I watched all 4 episodes. I'll never watch these 4 episodes again. Okay, I'm glad I have some background when the new Witcher series opens, but other than that, it was almost a waste of time. It was not the greatest miniseries that's ever been produced, that's for sure. They could have done a lot better, and they should be ashamed of themselves, to be quite honest. Now, with that, I hope everybody has enjoyed the recaps and reviews for this series. I know it's been a little bit iffy. I'm very glad that I'm able to do this one with some video clips, and so I hope you enjoy that. So please do me a huge favor, and if you've watched more than one of these reviews, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. And I'll see you next time on the Fandom Realm.